Okay, welcome once again. Uh, let's see, in today's session, I will be going through with the strings in JavaScript. So let's see what is string in JavaScript. In JavaScript, a string is a sequence of character used to represent text. We can declare a string either using single quote or double quote, or we have one more uh, a symbol which is like well as backticks. So we'll go through it one by one. Let's see what is JavaScript string. So JavaScript string is a sequence of character typically used to represent text. It is enclosed in either single quote or double quotation, and it has like various methods that it supports for the text manipulation. Now let's say how do we declare string in JavaScript? There are various types that we can declare strings in JavaScript, but one is like very simple and in a string literal way. It's like you can take any keyword either var let const, and you can give a variable name, and then inside it either you can declare it inside a double quote or you can declare it inside a single quote. So this is how we generate or how we define the string in JavaScript. Now there are a few of the basic terminologies that we have in JavaScript. Let's see what are those. So first is it is again related to the string itself. So first is like what is string? So it says that it's a sequence of character enclosed in either single quote or double quotes. The length, the number of characters that is available inside a string. So for example, if you see this one, so this is having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you see the length of this string, will give you the answer as 9. That we'll also see in the coming few minutes. So this will give you a value as 9 if you see the length of this particular string, because we have nine characters over here uh, to find out the length of the string, and it also can be obtained using the length property. Index, as we discussed earlier, in arrays and string, the index start from 0, and it says like the position of the character within a string. So index in array and string starts with 0. There is one terminology called concatenation in string, which is say that like the process of combining two or more strings to create a new one. Substring is a portion of the string. Let's say if we just have to take like edu from the edu next gen, then how will you basically take like get only the edu from the edu next gen? So we can see that with the help of like substring, we will be able to obtain only the edu character from the edu next gen. So that is known as substring. This is like a portion of string obtaining by extracting characters between specified indices or indexes. Okay, so how do we declare the string? As we earlier discussed, like we can use in different way. We can declare in different way. One is like using single quote. So one is like using single quote. So let's say if you just declare it as like str equals to single quote, and then you say like welcome to next time. So this is one of a string that we have created. And then if you just try to print it out, this will give you the output as welcome to next time. So how do we print this? Like you can go to the terminal, and then you can give it is a node, and then the file name that we have created. So it is like string node strings.js. So if you see, it has printed as a welcome to next time. So it says that single quote can be used to create a string in JavaScript. Simply enclose your text within single quote to declare the values. Okay, and second way is like using double quotation. Second way is second way of creating the objectives, creating the string in JavaScript is using double quote. So how do we do that? Is like you have to declare a keyword, you can use like either var, let, or const. And then you can declare a variable name. And then again, you can see some of the text like welcome to, let's say, JavaScript. And again, if you type, if you try to print it out, this will give you the same. The only difference is like here in the first, we have used single quotation. And here in the second, we have used double quotation. Again, if you try to print the same file, you'll see like we have, it has given us like a welcome to it, add-on action, and then again, welcome to JS. So this is like second way of generating double quotation, string in double quotation. So what it says is like double quotes can also be used to create a string in JavaScript. Simply enclose your text by writing double quotation. Okay. Now the third way of declaring string is using string constructor. So what is string constructor? Third way is like using string constructor. So we say like string constructor, right? The string constructor creates a new string object from the given value. So whatever the value that we try to give inside a string constructor, it will be providing you the basically the string. So how do we create this? So you can see here like you could create a string using the string constructor. So this is one of the things. So how do we basically it is similar to how do we create an object for any class, let's say in any other programming language, by using the new operator, right? So by using the new operator, we can create an object. So here, this string, if you see start with the capital S, is basically a constructor, basically a string constructor in JavaScript. And it says that it creates a new string object from the given value. And it also accepts an argument which basically will be either inside a single quote or double quote. So you can also declare in it is in this way and also in the single quotation. Even though if you try to print it out, this will give you the same, which says that string. And now if you try to give an inside the single quotation as well, it will give you the same value like welcome to stack, and it says that it is a string. Now, so this string that you see here, we have created using a new string, like new keyword. This is known as string constructor. Okay. So it says that the string constructor is basically we like most of the time we do not use. It is very less used. It provides additional method. There are like few of the other methods that we have available inside a string constructor. But this is like one of a way where we declare the string in a very less frequent manner. But this is known as string constructor, which is like, uh, so whenever we create an object in the same way, we have to create here by using the string constructor. Right. Okay. Okay. So this is known as string constructor. So whenever we create a string constructor using new keyword, this will also be called as string object. This is basically used to create an object in string. So we can also say like this is a way where we create a string object. This creates basically a string object. Now we also have another way where we can declare it as like, let's say, without the new keyword as well. So you can give some values over here, like let's say JavaScript. So this is also in this way we are trying to create an object without using a new keyword. So this is also acceptable in JavaScript, where it says that whenever you do not use new keyword, then the value that you have written inside this will be will be converted as a primitive string. So this will just be considered as a normal string. So even though if you try to print, like, execute the code over here, you'll see like it has given us a value called JavaScript. So this is also one of the way, but these two are like less frequently used. So most of them, like, we go for string literals using single quotation and double quotation. Now, what is difference between these two is like whenever you use new keyword, this will be considered as a string object. So if you try to give type of and try to check it out like how it is working. Now, what is the value of this str2 and str3? Then you'll see like the first one is known as an object. This like string constructor. This also this creates basically a string object. So this is why if you see the type of, you'll see an object. But for the next, where we have not used new keywords, then you can see it is a string. It is saying like the value that we have declared over here is a pure string. Okay. So if you see in terms of declaration, we have like a keyword that we have used, then a variable name. You can also use like new string, as should be capital over here because we are trying to create a constructor string. So this will be starting with the capital S. Okay. And then we have where we can create a string using literals. So how do you create a string using like literal template is you can create string using like temporal literals allow you to embed expression within the backend for dynamic string creation. Okay. So let's see how do we create string using literal template. So string um, literal template. So how do we create it? So this is basically, whenever we have to create some dynamic string at the time of testing or some dynamic string at the time of writing the program, we can use using the backtick. So basically, string literal template is a feature in JavaScript that allows you to embed expression inside string literals using the single quotation, using the backtick character. Okay. So how do we do that? Let's say we have a we have declared a name variable which is having name as John, and age is again 30. So whenever we have to create a string using like these two variable that we have declared, which is like name equals to John and age equals to 30, and how can we create a string using like if we have to use like both name and age? So what we can do is we can start with like backtick, which you will be able to see this symbol on the negation, you know, uh, keyword on your keyboard. So you can use this backtick, and then you can give like any string like whatever whatever you want to use. Let's say mine, and then you have to give inside a curly braces. So whatever the variable that you are trying to declare over here, you have to give inside a curly braces, and then you can provide the variable name over here. And also before that, you have to declare a dollar symbol as well. So whenever you use backtick to declare string using the backtick, you have to use the variable inside the curly braces, and before that you have to use dollar symbol so that it will represent as the variable that you have declared. Here also we have done the similar kind of thing. So only the thing is like you have to declare inside the curly braces, and also before the declaration of the variable inside the curly braces, we have to use a dollar symbol. Now, if you try to print it out, let's say if you try to print, this will give you the name that you have given will be replaced over here, and the age that you have given will be again replaced over here. So if you try to print this will print us a value saying that my name is John and I am 30 years old. Okay, so this is one way where we can declare the variable. We can also print this like this kind of by using like this kind of backtick character. Okay, so this is one way. This is another way of declaring the string, which is known as string literal template. Okay, so here also I've given you the example where you can generate a dynamic string via, like, I have appended over here the given other string that we have declared. It has given you string created using template literal string. Okay, so this is one way. And let's say if you have to declare empty string and you do not want to give any other value inside the string, then you can directly and empty string that has no character. So what you can do is you can declare like this. So it says that inside either you can directly declare a single quote, or you can also give directly a double quote without any character. So if you so this is known as empty string in JavaScript. Okay, and there is one more which is like multi-line string. Also, you can declare in JavaScript that have been introduced in the exe version of the JavaScript and the later part of the JavaScript version. So it says that we can also create a multi-line string using backtick with again in the like template literals. The backtick allows us to span a string across multiple lines, preserving the line breaks within the string. So whenever try to uh, uh, if your requirement is to declare a string inside a declare a string in the multiple lines. So let's say example let then we have like string equals to let's say you have to write its example like this is multi-line string. So you will basically not be able to write either inside a single quote or double quote. So there is one other sim character that the JavaScript has given is like known as backtick. So whenever you give this inside a backtick, it it will be able to. So whenever you give it inside a backtick, so it will be able to understand that you have written a string which is in the multiple lines. So it says that which you have declared in a multiple lines. So we can see here like you have just declared a string which is known as let string equals to this is multiple line, right? And if you try to print it out, this will give you the same value. Like however you have declared, it will give you the same value in the same tab, like in the multiple line itself. If you try to print this, we'll see like it has given us the value and this is multi-line string. So whenever we have to declare a multi-line string, we have to use a keyword. We have to use a character called as fact. Okay. Multi-line string is a string that basically spans in multiple lines, and it also uses a backtick to declare. Okay, so this is like how we declare a string in JavaScript. So these are like a few of the types that we declared strings in JavaScript. I will see like few of the methods that we have in JavaScript. I'll see like few of the popular methods that we have in JavaScript, which you use on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so let's say create create a string called as, let's say create a string with you can declare either by using single quote or double quote. So let's say it has um, str, or let's say create value const value equals to hello JavaScript. Now the first method that will be that we'll try to see is one of a property that we have in string is known as length. So how do we create uh, how do we basically create or try to get like how many characters that we have in the string, or what is the size or length of the string that we have declared. So whenever we have to um, go for checking what is the size or what is the length of the string, then you can use like length property of the string. So whenever you try to print it as like value dot length, it will try to give you the output like how many characters we have declared in the string. So if you see here, like which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then again a space is also considered a character over here, which is like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if you see the output you should be able to see here. Um, so whenever if you try to execute the code, we'll see the value which is saying as a 16. So even the space that you have in between the two words will be considered as one particular character in string. Okay, so this is just to get the length of the string, get the length of the string. Okay. So whenever we have to, uh, you know, get the length of the string that we have declared, we can use length property of string. Now we have a method called as charAt. So what is the use of charAt is? CharAt basically says that it returns a character at the specified index in a string. So it basically takes a parameter, takes an argument, which will be an index. And the syntax is it says like string dot charAt, and then it takes an index. So whatever the index you provide inside the argument, it will return you the character uh, available at that particular index. So for example, let's say we have this is as a string, like this value as a string, and now we have to print what is the character that is available at number one index, like first index. So here, as we discussed earlier, in string, the index will start from 0. So whenever you use a string, index will start from 0, right? And also in array, index starts from 0. So now let's say if we have to get the character as E, so that means the string index start from 0. So H will be at 0th string index, and E will be at the first index in the string which we have declared as a value, right? So let's say we just have to print a character called as E from the value string. Now, how do we do that? We can directly use like console.log. Let's say console.log. We have to print the value. So our string name is value, and then you can use like dot charAt, and then the index. So we are saying like at number one index, you give me the value, whatever it is having inside a declared string. And if you try to print this particular code, or if you try to execute the code, you'll see that it will give us a value called as E over here. So in the same way, whatever it comes at the time of requirement, we can try to use this out. So if you just want to print all the characters that we have, we can also use for loop over here. So how do we use this? Like we can say like for let I equals to 0 as the string starts string index starts from 0. So it will keep on iterating through all the values that we have in string, and then you can use like again the length property of the string, like how many characters or what is the length that we have. Then you can put I plus plus over here, and then you can directly use charAt. So it will give you all the characters that um, you know it is having available inside a string that we have declared. So if you try to print it out, it will print you like all the characters over here. So it says that hello JavaScript. Okay. So to print all the characters, we can use, you can take the help of for. You can also take the help of other that we have like for off and for in. We had also gone through in the other session. So you can try it out by using that particular method as well. Now we have other method called as concat. Okay, so concat basically used to join one or more strings, and it will return a new string. So how do we? What is the syntax of this? It's like basically syntax is like one string, the first string, and then concat dot use like dot operator using the concat method, and then use the second string over there. So this will do the first string, and we are concatenating with the second string. So it says that in terms of definition, it says that this is like basically concats the string with the string passed as an argument. So joins two or more string and returns a string value. So we have one string as value, another it's string as, let's say, we have already declared str1 here, right? So str1 or str says that welcome to add an right? So let's say try to execute by printing it. Let's say if you try to print, which is like value dot concat, it is a concat with str, the first string that we have declared inside here. So if you see like which is saying that welcome to add1. So if you try to concatenate str with value, then you can use like value. This is like first one of the string that we have declared, and str is also one of the string that we have declared, which is like this one. Okay. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to concatenate two string that we have declared. And if you try to print this particular, you try to execute, it says that hello JavaScript, welcome to EduNext. Okay. You can also give a space over here by just writing inside a double quote. Give a space, and then you can again concatenate with comma. So you can say that it says that hello JavaScript, welcome to EduNext. Okay. So this method, concat method, is used to basically merge or joins two or more string. Then the next is known as includes. Okay. So includes method, the syntax we have is like string dot includes. So it takes a search value that we are trying to search it, and it will also take an index, which is like again not a mandatory, but you can try to provide it out as well. Like whenever you give like start, this is known as like starting index, where it has to start searching from inside a string. So let's see an example. What is the definition of the includes? If you see, like it returns a Boolean value indicating whether a string includes the specified value. So whenever you try to search using the includes, it says that whether whatever we are trying to search, whether that particular value is available inside the string that we're trying to search it on. Okay, so we are trying to search here like inside a value string whether the JavaScript is available or not. Okay, so if the JavaScript is available inside a string that we have declared, which is like hello JavaScript, if the JavaScript is available, then it will print you the value as either true or false. Okay, so it will either print you the true and false value. So if you try to print the the code over here, we'll see like it is true. And if you try to again like give some kind of value, and that if it is available. Let's say in Java. So it says that if even some of the character that you are declaring, if that is inside your string, then it will give you true. Now let's say if you say like uh, some of the value, which is like let's say head of the example, which is not available inside the string that we have. Like the string is hello JavaScript, but it is not available. So in this case, it will give you a false value because we are trying to check some value which is not available inside the string that we have declared. Okay. Now this is one more. Uh, this was one more method which is known as includes. So these are few of the methods that we are trying to declare, which is like most popular and we use in day to day life. Like whenever we use in terms of scripting. Now the next is known as indexOf. So indexOf says that it returns the index within the string of the first occurrence of the specified value or -1. Okay. So if it does not find any value, um, whatever we are trying to search inside the string, then it will return a -1. This was again it is one of the similar things that we discussed in the array. You can try to use it out by declaring any variable, any string. So let's say we are trying to declare let uh, let's say let str6 equals to hello world. Let's say example. And if we try to search some of the value, it says that str.indexOf world. Okay. So it also says the syntax is str.indexOf. You have to give search value, and also you can give either you can give start index, or it is basically not mandatory. But if you give the start index, then it will start searching searching after the index that you have given. So if you see like hello world, it says that this is the 0th index, first index, second index, third, fourth, fifth, and world start from the sixth index onwards, right? So world start from sixth index onwards. So wherever it starts from, it will give you that particular index where the first occurrence of the word or character that you are trying to search it on. So if you try to search print this value, this will give you the value as 6 over here because the searching value, which is like world, it started from the sixth. Even though if you try to search with the like W value, so it search out inside the string, and wherever the first occurrence matches, it will give you that particular character. Now, if you're trying to say, let's say, from the seventh index onwards, try to search it, right? We know that the W, is having at sixth index, right? And we are trying to search it after the seventh index or from the seventh index. So it says that we do not have any character called as W or string, and in that way, it will give you the value as minus. Getting the point? Let me know if you have any doubt over here. Okay, so this is the use of index of um, indexOf in JavaScript string. Now, another one is known as lastIndexOf. Okay. So in the syntax wise, it is having the same. The only difference is like it will have a method known as lastIndex, and it is having a method as indexOf. And this one is lastIndex. It basically returns the index within the string of the last occurrence of the specified value. So it will try to get the string that we are trying to search wherever it appear like the last occurrence of the specified value or that we are trying to search it out. If it is not able to find out, then it will give you or return you -1. Okay, so let's try to search it out for the value. Um, let's say if the value is not, it will return you -1 value. So we have declared a string called as str6, which is known as hello world. Now let's say if we try to find out a word, we know that here we have like L, mm, like occurrence of the L over here in the hello world as 3. Like 3 times it is appearing. So whenever you try to search using, let's say first is using index of, the index of will return you the first value, first occurrence of the L. Let's say if you're trying to search uh, str6 dot index of, and let's say value, either you can give in a single quote or double quote, doesn't matter over here. So if you're trying to search it out with index of L, then we can see that this will print you the value as 2, because the first occurrence of the L is at the second index. Now, whenever you use in last index of, the difference we can observe here, like last index will print you the last occurrence of the value that we are trying to declare over here, right? So last occurrence of L over here. So wherever it finds, at whatever the index it finds, it will try to give you the result. So if you see this, this says that the first index of will return you the first index where it is matching, and last index of will return you the last index of the occurrence of the value where it is appearing. So in case of like L over here, you can see like index of is giving 2 and last index of is 9. But if you try to search it out with W, which is like 1, like it is appearing only once in the string. So you can say that it will directly give you the value wherever it is appearing, because there are only one it is appearing in the string. So it will give you the first occurrence itself. That will be like again first occurrence or last occurrence. Okay. So this was again one another method. Then we have a method known as let's say start with. Start with, right? So start with again will have uh, a syntax which is like the string dot start with. Then you have to check whether given string or the string that we are trying to check with, like start with, whether that particular string is starting with the character that we try to give over here, which is like, let's say, search string. The string that we are trying to search, it's starting with the search string or search string value that we are trying to provide here or not. And then this is again the starting index, which is again an optional. Either you can provide or you can uh, give it as optional. So if you do not provide any value, then it will say like, it will check from the first 0th index onwards. If you are trying to provide the length, the value over here, then it will try to check it from the position that you are trying to give it inside. Okay. So let's say we have again string called as string6, and we are trying to check. Again, it will give you, if it is starting, this will basically give you the result in Boolean, which is like either true or false. So if you are saying like this particular value and the string is starting with this particular value, then it will give you true, or else uh, the the result will be false. So it says that start with, and then we are saying like, let's say hello. We are saying that whether the string, which is like str6, is starting with hello or not. Okay, so we have given here hello's word. We know that it is starting with hello world. So if you try to execute the code, it should give you the result as true, right? But if you say like whether it is starting with world or not, as we know that our string is hello world and it is not starting with world, so it will give you the false result. So this is just to check whether the string is starting with the value that we are trying to provide. Now, let's say if you say like, uh, check whether it is starting starting with world at position 5, or starting with world the length 6, right? So it says that it basically again checks the value whether this string is starting with the world which is having again. Okay, so this known as like start with. Okay, now another one is known as endsWith. Okay, so as we have like as we know like start with used to check like whether a string is starting with some value or not. In the same way, endsWith will check whether the string is ending with some of the value or not. So the string that we basically define. So it checks if a string ends with specified string or character, right? So if you try to print here saying that str6 dot ends with words, then you will say like this particular string that we have declared, which is known as str6, is basically ending with the word, right? So it will give you a value as true. If you say like whether this is ending with w or not, ending with w, ending with w or not. Basically, it is not ending with w; it is ending with d character, right? So at that point of time, it will give you the false. And if you see like say like the character d, it will give you the true value because hello world is basically ending with the D character. Okay. Okay. So this is known as ends with in JavaScript like string. Then we have another known as like replace method. The the syntax for this is known as like string dot replace. We have a value which we have to replace and the new value which basically this particular value or the value inside or the character that we have to replace. And then this new value will be uh, the new value that will be replaced the search value with. Okay. So if you try to you know check the definitions of this, it says that it basically searches a string with a specified it basically searches string with a specified value. So it will search a value that you have given uh, for the replacement of the index. So for the replacement of the string value, so we have a string that we have declared as str6 equals to hello world, right? So this we have as an hello world. Now we are saying that we have to replace world with universe. Example. So we have to replace world with universe. So what we are trying to say is we are trying to use a method called as replace on a string str6. So str6 dot replace. And what the word, which word we have to replace, which we are saying that we have to replace world with universe. Okay. So we can say that whenever you try to replace this particular word using the new value, this will so this will replace a value that we are trying to give as a new value, and it will return a new string that will form. So if you try to execute this particular code, it will basically give you by returning world with universe, and it will also return you the new string that it is getting formed. Okay. And there are like different methods available, uh, which we have like discussed in terms of array as well. You can just try it out, which is known as like slice. um, which we have like the slice and few other values. Like let's say if you let's check it out with the few more, which is few more method that we have, which is like split. So split says that it basically try to split the value, like split a string into an array of substring. So the syntax of this is like you have to use a string and dot split method. It says that you have to give a separator. So it basically takes like what kind of separator that you want to give to split a uh, string, right? And then the limit is also optional. So it says that in how many words that you want to replace it with. So this separator is known as like, let's say we have a string. Let's say we have a string called as hello. This is JavaScript, right? So we have two type of things over here. One is like uh, all the words have been separated by comma as well as a space, right? So what you can try to do is, let's say if your requirement is to split all the string value in an array using the split as either comma. So whenever you use comma, on like this particular string will be like splitted out in three values, which is like hello, this is, and JavaScript. If you use separator as a space, then whatever like wherever you see like space value is appearing, the string value will be like splitted out from there. So example, let's say we say that const string1 equals to the same value that we are trying to print it out. This is like, let's say string, this is JavaScript. And now if you say like string dot split, so you can say like whenever you use string dot split with comma inside this, so this will return us an array of string, which will be having a different value, which had splitted after the comma. Wherever it sees the comma, from there it will basically split the string value. So you can see like first is a hello, and then this is, and then there is again a space. So it has printed like this is space, and then there is again space before JavaScript. So it has printed that as well. But if you just try to split using the space, then you can basically take it as like, just give an space and then it will take wherever the space is appearing. So here, like first is hello, then there is a space, then again there is a this, then again there is again space is, and then again there is a space, and then comma is there, then there is an again space. So this says that it requires a separator, and based on the separator that you are trying to give either space, comma, or whatever it requires in terms of that you can provide it out here. Let's say if you have uh, given like hyphen, let's say everywhere hyphen, and then if you are trying to separate it with the hyphen keywords, then it will separate like all the words that it is connecting using the hyphen. So you can say that hello, this is JavaScript. Okay, so this is the use of split method. Okay, I have also I will provide all the methods inside this documentation as well, and you can go through with that. There are like various other methods available. You can just go through with that, and let me know if you find out any difficulties in using any other methods that we have. Okay, so that's it in terms of string. In the next session, we'll discuss regarding the objects that we have in JavaScript. Okay, so that's it from today's session. We'll continue in the next. Thanks.